Imagine the calm after a storm, a soldier returning home after facing unimaginable horrors on the battlefield. His world has been one of chaos, violence, and survival, where every moment could be his last. Yet, despite the intensity of war, there's something more terrifying for him, returning to a normal life. His mission is over, but the echoes of combat still ring in his ears. This man is now back with his wife, trying to settle into a peaceful routine. But life has other plans for him. On the surface, everything seems perfect. His wife is overjoyed to have him back, and they are eager to make up for the lost time. But for him, adjusting to civilian life is not easy. The memories of war haunt him, and the transition is anything but smooth. Every little sound, every sudden movement, reminds him of the battlefield. His instincts are still sharp, and his body is always tense, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. To help him ease back into civilian life, they decide to take a trip. A simple drive, away from the hustle and bustle of the city, to enjoy some quality time together. It's meant to be a peaceful getaway, a chance to reconnect and leave the war behind. But fate has other plans. As they drive through a remote area, their peaceful journey takes a sudden and violent turn. They stop at a gas station to refuel, unaware that they've just walked into the middle of a crime. A group of ruthless criminals is there, and they are not the kind to leave witnesses. These aren't ordinary criminals, they're cold, calculated, and heavily armed. When the former soldier steps into the store, his presence sets off a chain of events that no one could have anticipated. Inside the store, the tension is thick. The criminals are on edge. Their plan was supposed to go smoothly, but now there's an unexpected complication, a man who looks like he's seen his share of battles. They size him up, trying to determine if he's a threat. But this is no ordinary man. He's a trained warrior who can sense danger before it strikes. One of the criminals, nervous and trigger-happy, makes a move. And in an instant, all hell breaks loose. The former soldier's instincts kick in. Years of training and combat experience come rushing back, and he takes down several of the criminals in a matter of seconds. But in the chaos, they manage to escape, taking his wife with them as a hostage. This was no random act. They needed a bargaining chip, and now they have something, or rather, someone, he cares about more than anything in the world. With his wife taken, the soldier's world narrows down to one single objective: get her back. He doesn't care about the odds, the risks, or the fact that he's up against an entire group of armed criminals. All he knows is that he will do whatever it takes to save her. The criminals, on the other hand, are not used to being pursued. They're used to getting away with their crimes, leaving no one behind to follow them. But now, they're being hunted by someone who's far more dangerous than they anticipated. They've made a critical mistake, underestimating the lengths to which a man will go to save the one he loves. The pursuit is relentless. The soldier tracks them through the wilderness, using every skill he acquired in the military. He's like a predator stalking his prey, moving silently through the trees, always one step behind them. The criminals begin to realize that they're not dealing with an ordinary man. This is someone who's trained to survive, to fight, and to kill. As the chase intensifies, the criminals start to turn on each other. The pressure is getting to them, and they're not used to being on the run. They argue, make mistakes, and leave behind clues that the soldier can follow. They've taken refuge in a secluded location, a place where they think they can hold out until they figure out their next move. But no place is safe when you're being hunted by a man with nothing to lose. The soldier knows he's close. He can feel it. Every fiber of his being is focused on finding his wife and bringing her home. He's pushed his body to the limit, but the thought of losing her gives him the strength to keep going. He knows the terrain, understands how the criminals think, and anticipates their every move. They're running out of time, and so is he. As he closes in on their location, he knows the final confrontation is inevitable. The criminals are prepared to fight, but they're also scared. They've never faced anyone like him before, and they know that this battle will be their last. For the soldier, there's no turning back. He's come too far, and he's not leaving without his wife. The moment of truth arrives. The soldier reaches the criminal's hideout, a place hidden deep in the wilderness, far from any help. It's a dilapidated building, surrounded by thick trees and rocky terrain, the perfect place for a last stand. The criminals are inside, preparing for the fight they know is coming. They've fortified their position, set up traps, and armed themselves to the teeth. But the soldier is undeterred. He approaches the building with caution, assessing the situation. His military training has taught him to be patient, to wait for the right moment to strike. He moves silently, using the cover of darkness to his advantage. He knows that the element of surprise is his best weapon. As he nears the entrance, he can hear the criminals talking, their voices tense and anxious. They know he's coming, but they have no idea when or how he will attack. With a swift and decisive move, the soldier makes his entrance. The fight that ensues is brutal and intense. The criminals are desperate, but desperation is no match for the soldier's skill and determination. He takes them down one by one, moving through the building with deadly precision. It's not just about strength, it's about strategy, about knowing when to strike and when to hold back. The criminals put up a fierce resistance, but it's clear that they are outmatched. The soldier's experience in combat gives him the upper hand, and he uses every tactic he's learned to gain the advantage. The battle rages on, with gunfire echoing through the night and the smell of gunpowder thick in the air. It's a fight for survival, and the soldier is determined to be the last man standing. As he fights his way through the building, his thoughts are solely on his wife. He can't afford to lose focus, but the fear of what might happen to her if he fails drives him forward. He's pushed to his limits, both physically and mentally, but he refuses to give up. He knows that the stakes couldn't be higher, and he's willing to risk everything to save her. Finally, he reaches the room where his wife is being held. The last of the criminals stands between them, the leader of the group, a man who's as ruthless as he is cunning. This final confrontation is the most intense, a battle of wills as much as it is of strength. The leader is determined not to go down without a fight, and he's prepared to do whatever it takes to keep the soldier from rescuing his wife. But the soldier is relentless. He fights with everything he has, drawing on reserves of strength he didn't know he had. The leader is skilled, but he's no match for a man who's been through the horrors of war and come out the other side. The battle is fierce, but in the end, the soldier emerges victorious. The leader falls, and the soldier is finally reunited with his wife. The aftermath of the battle is a mix of relief and exhaustion. The soldier holds his wife close, the reality of what they've been through starting to sink in. The danger is over, but the scars of the experience will stay with them forever. They've been through hell and back, but they've come out stronger on the other side. As they make their way out of the wilderness, the soldier reflects on everything that's happened. He's been pushed to his limits, faced challenges that tested him in ways he never imagined. But through it all, he never lost sight of what was most important, his love for his wife. It's that love that gave him the strength to keep going, to fight when all seemed lost. Now, as they return to the life they were trying to rebuild, they know that things will never be the same. The experience has changed them both, but it's also brought them closer together. They've faced the worst that life can throw at them, and they've come out the other side stronger, more resilient, and more in love than ever. The soldier knows that his journey is far from over. There will be new challenges, new battles to face, but he also knows that as long as he has his wife by his side, there's nothing he can't overcome. They've been through the fire, and now they're ready to face whatever the future holds together. The journey you've just witnessed is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of love. In the face of overwhelming odds, our hero never gave up, never wavered in his determination to save the one he loves. It's a story of courage, resilience, and the lengths to which one will go to protect what matters most. If you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing to Plot Pioneer. By doing so, you'll never miss out on more thrilling stories like this one, stories that remind us all of the power of love, courage, and determination. Hit the subscribe button now and join us on more incredible journeys.